Thank you for coming out. 2 locations. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
All right. First order of business is to consider resolution 2020-04 to hire regional destination managers. Do we have a first and a second to bring this to the table?
I'll make a motion to bring it to the table.
I'll second.
First, second by Dave.
Yes.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Justice, can I just point out that we have our 2 proposed hires here with us, either virtually or in person. Just want to welcome Philip, right? Philip's first full name. Phil Hans, and with you guys in Malone, and here in Saranac Lake, if you can see towards the back next to Steve, is Kelly Burnett. And they are the subjects of the resolution.
Okay. Any discussion from the board?
Their hire is pretty much representative of the information and the figures that we received before.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good question.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we had a first and a second. Do we,
I'll move to approve.
They had a
Are you done?
first and
You're all
second.
done? Okay.
They had
all
a-
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Congratulations.
Resolution.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. When can you start, Phil? Now.
Jeremy, answer that question.
What have you done so far?
What was the question?
Archie said, welcome. When can you start? What have you done so far?
Okay. Monday is the start date.
Monday is the start date. Yes.
Good.
Okay, that leads us to resolution 2020-02, authorizing execution of agreement with Franklin County for STR software. Why don't we bring that to the table? You have a first and a second.
I'll make a motion to bring it to the table.
Rod and Dave. Okay, Jeremy, you want to give a little explanation for this one?
I don't. I want Russ to.
Okay. I thought he was the next one.
Which one are we doing?
The software.
Yeah.
Okay.
Numbers. Yeah. Resolutions 2.
I guess put together. I mean,
They're kind of 2 parts of
Related,
the same coin.
go ahead.
3 are Russ's.
Yeah. Okay. I was. Yep.
Do you want me to give some background, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So about 2 years ago in 2018, Jim McKenna at Roost and I explored options to monitor short-term rentals in Franklin County for software that could kind of scour the internet and give us a listing of all the listed properties. And we found STR Helper at the time. They've now merged with Host Compliance. They're now merging again with another company. But the original contract is with Roost, and as we're migrating things from Roost to the LDC, this is one of the kind of outliers that needs to be addressed. And so the county has received some grant funds to pay for the software for year 1, and one of the resolutions is to enter in an agreement with them that would assign those grant funds to us upon the county receiving those grant funds, and then we would take over that contract from Roost.
It seemed peculiar to me that the county is the one that's going to receive the grant funds for this job and then sublet it out, so to speak. What?
I'm sorry.
The reason for that, Archie, is that through Roost, we were able to do a 3-county package, and we saved about 43% by doing Essex County, Hamilton County, and Franklin County on the same contract.
Okay.
And Franklin County wasn't positioned as well as Roost was to be able to do that 3-county arrangement. And so the idea was that we would reimburse Roost. Roost paid for the software for the first year. They would get reimbursed through the grant funds. But for the future years, we would get reimbursed for those.
And who is actually doing the monitoring?
There's different people in different counties, but for Franklin County, it's me. And as well, Fran Perry, the treasurer, also has access.
Can I get a really short explanation of what the utility of this when we're monitoring rental? What are we talking about here?
Sure. So the initial idea, Steve, is that the treasurer would have access to a list of all the listed properties in Franklin County to be able to compare with the registration data that we have to see if, how many properties are not registered, and to give them the information to reach out to those properties to help get them registered. But it also allows us to kind of see where the concentrations of short-term rentals are in the county, so we can kind of assess the impacts, or in general, where those properties are concentrated.
So this is really to make sure that we're not losing money on the bed tax, basically, right? So we just want to be on top of whoever's renting their places out where we have a collectible tax. We want to make sure we're not losing it.
Right.
Okay, great. Good, thanks.
Sure.
Okay. Good questions. Any others?
It appears to be picking this up midway, but there's no dollar amount in here as to what it's going to cost us.
Correct. So we are picking it up midway because it was a 3-year agreement with the software company at that pricing, the 43% savings. So we locked in that 3-year agreement. So we're about halfway through right now. The dollar amount, it's about $50,000 a year for the whole package, but the grant money that we have covers that cost. So that's for all 3 counties.
Jim? Go ahead, Jim.
How come this is a function of ours instead of the county treasurer?
Again, Roost took this on because we were able to get a 3-county, multi-county arrangement with the software provider that saved us 43% off the cost of the software by doing it that way. And Roost was in the best position to be able to negotiate and work out that contract. And so they did that on behalf of the counties.
So,
And I see the wisdom of what you did, but the question I have really is involved in what happens when this particular contract ends. Should we give it back to the county treasurer and save whatever money we are spending to use for other purposes?
I think we'll have to look at what options are available at that point, but we do have grant funding for this stage of that contract.
Gotcha. Well, just as a down the road thing, Russ, let's keep that in our mental file.
Sure, of course.
Okay, thanks.
I think Jim makes a good point. So is the treasurer's office also going to be monitoring this, or just us? We got 2 people doing the same job?
Well, the treasurer's office is monitoring it for the purposes of the occupancy tax enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
I monitor it in support of the treasurer's office with my technical understanding of it, but also for our understanding of the tourism environment. So we both have access to it.
And does this meld well with your regular job function and duties? Are you able to add this without it robbing you from doing other things?
Yes, I've been doing this for the last couple of years on this arrangement. Yep.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Are we all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and the company. If we're gonna do it.
Opposed?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
All right.
And that was, which one was that one for?
This one was the software, the next
2.
one is the host compliance.
Okay, all right.
So,
So the agreement with the county is to assign us to enter an agreement with the county so that they will assign us the grant funds, and that we'll take this over. So this resolution is to actually enter into the contract with host compliance to become basically the contract provider.
okay, do we have a first and a second to bring this to the table?
I'll make a motion to bring it to the table.
Ron?
I will.
Dave? Okay. It's brought to the table.
Do you have a resolution number on that?
Oh, yes, sorry. It's resolution 2020-03 concerning the host compliance. We have a first and a second to bring it to the table. Anything Ross or Jeremy you want to add, or any questions from the board? think Russ kind of covered it there. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So that concludes that part of it. Go ahead, Jeremy.
So resolution number 1 in your packet is a resolution that I would ask the board if it would like to consider today, because it wasn't what we, our purpose today was hire the destination development managers and to deal with the host compliance resolutions. But this is related to both, really. This is a follow-up to the resolution that you've already approved related to the tourism contract with the county. What you have in front of you is the actual contract, and so you didn't have that before. You authorized us to move forward, but there was no contract. So this is basically the same resolution, but with the contract and authorizing me to sign it. And so if you're willing to entertain it today, then I think it's your prerogative to bring it to the floor and we can have a discussion.
So,
I'll second it.
yeah, so this, but as was mentioned, this wasn't in our public notice. Is something that was going to be covered. Usually for special meetings, we only do what was advertised. So Jeremy just wanted to make sure we have the permission of the board to bring it to the table. So we have a first and a second. Any discussion? Jeremy, you, is the board is all clear to bring, for us to move out of this? Okay. So, this is basically giving, Jeremy the permission to sign the agreement once we haven't got it back yet from the county's lawyer, have we?
We do, yes. That's why we wanted to put it in front of you, because both Matt McCardle and Jonathan Miller have both approved it from their perspective, and so and Donna Cassane's authorized to sign it, and so the missing piece is for you to authorize me to sign it.
All right, any questions before we, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Resolution for
Would have been interesting, what would have happened to the other two previous motions if we didn't?
Right? I was like,
Good
you're
point.
not backwards.
So, I would be great if, well, number one, Archie, welcome to the
Oh,
board.
thank you. Happy to be here.
Is there anything you wanna say, or,
I'd like my salary doubled.
okay?
Other than that, I'm
Nothing. Yeah, sure, granted.
I'm here to learn and to help, hopefully.
Good, great, well, thank you, and welcome. And, Phil, welcome, do you have anything you wanna say? Pump us up about tourism, huh?
No, this really is an exciting opportunity. Having worked for Bruce for the past year and a half or so, I just see so much more happening under the LDC, bringing together more of a destination management type approach. So I'm just really excited about the opportunities that are ahead of us here. And thank you all for taking a leap of faith and bringing us on and accomplishing this. I think truly that for Northern Franklin County, this is going to be a big deal for all of us.
Great. And Kelly, welcome to this exciting time and exciting season. What do you have to say?
I echo what Phil said. I'm happy to be on board. It's exciting. I think there's a lot that we can accomplish this first year even. There's a great team. I'm happy that Phil is on board as well. Along with Russ and Jeremy and Marcy, I think we can do great things with tourism, and adding the component of the marketing and the destination management, I think is really, that's going to be key for us. That's exciting to get working on that.
Are there any specific ways you could see this affecting the southern end of our county?
I don't see it affecting the southern end negatively. I think this is a good step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I've got a question of Phil and Kelly. In the past, when you were working with Bruce, how much communication was there between two of you or the three of you, including Katie, and how much coordination? And how was that done?
To be honest, I don't know how to answer that. I plan to have a lot more communication with everybody on the LDC team than I have had in the past. I think that being able to bounce ideas off of coworkers that are in similar positions in different regions is a fantastic idea. So I look forward to being able to do that more so than I have in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with Phil. Maybe it's kind of hard to explain, but we did communicate quite regularly, but it was more in parallel instead of kind of working more like even like cross promoting. It was very much we were in our own silos, but we did communicate. We did know what each other was doing.
And in the process of doing that, you're in a sense you're reporting up to whoever your manager handler was
Right.
at Roost, rather than necessarily doing side by side
Like,
chats and coordination.
correct. There wasn't as much of an exchange of ideas as there was of just direction of information.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see opportunities to do things a little bit differently under this arrangement and this.
Yeah, quite frankly, I think it's critical that we change that approach. I think that we need to communicate with each other because I strongly believe that Kelly has some really fantastic creative ideas, and I have some different ideas too that we can both basically share with each other. There's nothing wrong with bouncing ideas off of each other to promote our independent regions, so to speak. So I look forward to this different approach.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I don't have time to be a telephone between the two of them either. So
Okay, very good. Any public comments or anything? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second by Dave. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Very
Did
good.
you already sign?
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry. That is far, far away.
Is your restaurant still open?
Absolutely.
None of them are gonna close.
Oh, none of them are closing.
No, none of them are closing?
Oh, this came out, oh my God, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. A customer phone brought the bulletin from the post office to the branch, and Zita calls me and says, Sherry, what's going on? I go, what are you talking about? Anyway, it's lease property. We have a 31 more years on our lease.